Hi everyone and welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today we're going to be taking a look at the Walking Dead Series 5 Daryl Dixon with Chopper Deluxe box set. So Daryl here is part of the 5-inch line of the Walking Dead figures from McFarlane Toys, and as you can see they are 13 and up. The box itself is very nice, and as you can see it displays the figure from multiple angles, which is very nice. You can see everything that's included. It shows you that it has 25 points of articulation, comes with a hunting knife and new crossbow. That is because there was an older Daryl figure. This one has a lot more articulation in that one, and a lot more articulation than previous figures from the line too, so that's absolutely fantastic. Coming around to the back here, it's just showing off a lot of other figures that you can get from McFarlane Toys. So here we have a little read up for the actual character here, so if you want to read anything on the box you can go ahead and pause it now. The English part is right over here. And then we have a picture of the figure and the bike. This is, as you can see, the 10-inch Daryl Dixon right there. And then here are the other figures in the wave. Part of this wave is Maggie. I've just done a review for this figure, so this review is live if you want to see the review for that. So let's get this thing open and take a closer look. And here is everything out of the packaging, and this is an absolutely fantastic set. Whether you're going to play with it, whether you're going to display it, it is really awesome, and I'm really happy that they included the bike with this figure. It gives you so many more display options, and really the bike actually kind of made them increase the articulation from these figures, and I'll get onto that in a second. But before we take a look at the bike or the figures itself, let's take a look at the accessories that they come with. So first up we have the hunting knife, which is very small, but it is detailed very well, and it actually fits right in this little sheath here that's on Daryl's hip. It's not too loose and it's not too tight. That is also flexible, and we'll get onto that when we look at the articulation as well. But secondly, we have the crossbow. So this is the second crossbow that he has in the series. I think it might have been series 3 when he gets this, the end of series 3. This strap is a bit more soft and pliable, so just be careful with it. You don't want to break it, but with it being soft and pliable and whatnot, it does mean that you will be able to, you know, put it over his shoulder. He can hold it in two hands very well, and like you saw, there is actually this mount on the front of the bike, which basically any part of this crossbow can you just clip straight into that. So taking a closer look at this bike itself, it is really nicely detailed. Now if you are a fan of the show, you will notice that the SS symbol on the gas tank has been removed, and I think that that was a good choice for this toy, because at the end of the day it is a toy and a display piece, and you know, you don't want people complaining or perhaps not even buying it because of that being there. If you want that there, obviously you can paint it there yourself, or maybe you get some decals from somewhere, but that isn't there, so that's just something to take note of. So it's not 100% accurate, but the rest of it is accurate and very nice. As you can see, you can obviously rotate the handlebars here, and there are wires coming from the brake levers and the clutch levers all the way through to the engine and to the wheels and so on. So that's very cool. The tires are actually rubber, and the rear wheel here, the tire on the bump, it does actually come with this little pad. You can take that off. It just basically plugs into the tire itself. There you go, you can just pop it out. It's just got a little peg right there. There it is right there. So basically you just peg that in, and it will just help keep the bike a little bit more stable. Now with the little stand on the side here, it doesn't really lean the bike over to one side very much, as you can see, so it can want to tilt over if it's nudged. So having the pad down will just basically stop that from happening. As you can see, I can knock it and whatnot very rigorously like that. It's not going to get that much movement being on a shelf, so it shouldn't fall over or anything. It's not going to roll away on you or anything, so that's very cool. Looking at the detail a bit closer up here, if we get some focus, you can see that on the engine, very close attention to detail has been made here. We even have some you know, paint effect that looks like dirt and rust and everything. This stand can be folded away if you wish. And just overall very cool. We have some nice paintwork here to show the fading of the seat, and also some scratches on the gas tank and a bit of wear and tear on the seat. So overall it's a very nicely detailed piece, especially that license plate. Very, very cool indeed. It would be awesome if that lit up, but it doesn't. But hey, it looks fantastic anyway. And then we also have the saddlebags, which basically just rest right on the back. That's simply all they do. And then here we have Daryl Dixon himself, and the character likeness to Norman Reedus, the actor who actually plays Daryl, is very, very good indeed. I really, really do like what they've done with this figure. The skin tone matches up perfectly. With a lot of these McFarlane figures, especially the earlier ones, the heads don't really match up with the rest very well. Especially with these batches, the wrist, as you can see, there's a slight difference there, but nothing too major at all. It actually, looks a closer tone in real life than what it does on the camera. But yeah, this is done very, very well. The paintwork for the different tones and shades throughout the entire figure is very, very good, including the dirt and whatnot down here. Really, really do love that. And also, the really, really small details, just like the facial hair and everything, the stubble, is done very, very well. As you can see, he has the iconic wings on the back of his jacket there, and the iconic rag, which is very, very cool. As for articulation for this figure, this is something that I really, really, really do love. The fact that they made the bike kind of means that, they really did have to up their game with articulation. And the articulation from this figure has carried on to others in waves that have followed on from this. Now, in the same wave here we have Maggie. And this is the kind of typical articulation you would see before this figure. So as you can see, there's nothing in the waist or in the torso, and then at the legs here it's basically a ball joint, so they can move enough to get them into some very nice poses, but there's not a super amount of articulation there that you might find in larger scale figures. However, with this figure you get the same head and arms, so the head's on a ball joint, so we can look up, down, left and right, and also side to side. Really, really good articulation with this figure. Obviously he's got shorter hair than Maggie, so you can move it a lot more. The arms, they can go up, down, they swivel all the way around. We have a swivel at the elbow and also a single jointed elbow to move 90 degrees. Rotation at the wrist and up and down. That movement allows him to hold the crossbow with two hands perfectly fine. But then this is where it gets so much better. Not only do you get the waist movement left and right, but then you also get a diaphragm joint at the top that is on a ball joint. So you get your left and right, your side to side, and you're up and down, so you have your kind of ab crunch at that joint too. And as you can see, this jacket is flexible, and so is this shirt as well, so no articulation is hindered, and it's absolutely fantastic. This makes it easier to pose him on the bike. It makes him easier to get into a very dynamic kind of hunting style pose with the crossbow. It's very, very awesome. And then it gets even better at the legs. They can move this far out, and they can also move this far forward. Not only can he sit on the bike like that, but you can get him in good running poses and whatnot, so very, very cool. Then you have the bend at the knee and also a rotation at the knee, which means that you don't really need too much movement at the feet because you have it in the knee right there. But the feet do go up and down a little bit and left and right. You don't get ankle pivot, but you don't really need it too much with this figure. As for a size comparison, this figure stands about 5.5 inches tall. As you can see, he's much taller than Andrea on the left and Maggie on the right. One fantastic thing about this wave of figures is the fact that, a lot of the weapons can be held by pretty much everyone. They all pretty much have the same hand size, which means if you want to get him in different poses from scenes such as the prison and whatnot, you can use guns like this that came with Maggie. Also, she came with a pistol, and so did Andrea and whatnot. So you can really mix and match the weapons and put him into any scenario that you want if you collect the other figures. So there's reviews for both of these other figures that you see on the screen. I'll put links in the description to those if you want to check them out. So I definitely 100% recommend that you pick this figure up. If you're a Walking Dead fan, you're gonna love the character, and this is just an awesome centerpiece for any Walking Dead display. The fact that it's such a nice set, you don't have to collect all the other figures if you don't want to. I mean, I do feel that this line is better if you have more. You have more accessories to use with one another and whatnot, but this set on its own would make a great gift, and it's just absolutely fantastic. So I definitely think that you should pick it up. So thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see more Walking Dead reviews, go ahead and click on that like button if you enjoyed the video. It really does help support the channel and show me that you want to see more of these. If you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, it's Homerino123, and the links are in the description below. You can go ahead and check out pictures from other things from my collection, and also see what I've got coming up to review, especially Walking Dead stuff. I did actually post a picture of all the other figures that I will be reviewing shortly. And for more videos, go ahead and subscribe. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.